guys, welcome back to the blanket fort. So today we're gonna do the panic tag created by Pax Panic over at Pax Panic. I'll link her channel below. So she created a tag centered around phobias, which is super cool. So I'll get through the prompts, but first I just want to share a problem I'm having since we're talking about creepy stuff. My toaster on the lowest setting burns the bagel. Can someone help me troubleshoot this problem? Because, I don't know, that's the scariest kind of breakfast. Forgive me, for I am a fat ass. Arachnophobia. Fear of spiders. Name a book with a ton of characters. Okay, so for this one, the first one that came to mind was Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I don't know if that qualifies as a ton of characters in the grand spectrum of literature, but I did have a problem when I was reading that book because, it just introduced so many characters at the same time to where I was just completely confused and I had a hard time following what was going on. I hear this is a common problem with Agatha Christie books where she introduces all the characters at the very beginning and it's just like, whoa, whoa. So, prompt number 2. Can I pronounce this one? Coulrophobia. Coulrophobia, a fear of clowns. Name a book with a ridiculous/funny scene. Okay, so I gotta recommend this book. It's not even a ridiculous or funny scene. It's like the whole book is ridiculous or funny. And that is The Killer Koala by Kenneth Cook. I should have brought it. But it's an anthology of a few short stories written by Kenneth Cook. And he is basically a journalist he's a photographer or journalist who went to Australia for, I think initially he went for a different project, I think, but he ended up having over the years a lot of problems with animals, like encounters, and he writes about them. And it's basically all encounters where in some way or another the animal ends up attacking him. And it's just really, really funny. Next prompt is Acrophobia, fear of heights. Name a book that changed your view. So for this one, I definitely want to mention A Mother's Reckoning by Sue Klebold. And if you recognize the name, she's the mother of Dylan Klebold, who was one of the 2 Columbine shooters. She wrote this book, I believe, in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, or she published it in 2016. And it's a really interesting novel because she tells basically her story of her and Dylan, like before the shooting, the day of the shooting, and then the aftermath of how she was treated by society, and then kind of giving her insight on like what makes a school shooter and what like, I mean, it's different because the Columbine shootings were the first one ever, so like people don't really have that on their mind. And there were no known red flags, I want to say, or not as commonly known, but it's a very interesting perspective because I feel like a lot of times we think about the victims and the victims' parents and then the criminal, in any crime actually, the criminal, but rarely do we talk about the criminal's family. And I think it was just a really interesting perspective that I had never thought of before, and I absolutely loved reading that book just for that reason. Okay, next prompt we have Trypophobia. Woo! Trypophobia, fear of holes. Name a book with a plot hole. So I couldn't really think of a specific book with like one plot hole or anything, except for, major spoiler alert, I think I'm gonna put chapters, or like I'm gonna put a timestamp to the next part if you don't want to hear about the spoiler for the Amityville Horror by Jay Anson. I think I'm about to ruin it for everyone when I say the plot hole is that the whole thing never happened. It was all made up by whoever. I think the lawyer made it up. I can't remember who specifically made up the whole story, but it's all made up. It never happened. That's one big plot hole, y'all. Yeah, so sorry. to be the bearer of bad news if you didn't know. And I warned you, Mysophobia, we'll never know. Fear of germs. Name a book with the best symptom/infection. I'm going to be super original and say The Plague by Albert Camus. The story is about a pandemic, but really it's a metaphor for Nazism, which are two different types of plagues. But I don't think I've read any other book where with a pandemic or like a infection or anything. I watched a lot of like parasite virus movies, horror movies. There are a lot of good ones out there, but not books. So. Super original, Celeste. Astraphobia. What? Okay, anyway. Astraphobia. Fear of lightning/thunder. Name a book that hit you hard. I just filmed a book review for it. Purge by Sophie Oxenden. Literally, I was not expecting to A, love this book so much, B, just be so bedazzled by this book, and C, fall in love with this book inside out and upside down. Man, this was such a good book. Did I say I enjoyed reading it? Yeah, I really wasn't expecting that. I mean, I can't really explain it without, giving any spoilers, which is a different story. Enochlophobia. Enochlophobia. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, Enochlophobia. Fear of crowds. Name a book. Hold on. Name a book with a place/group of people you hated. So I don't know if they're really people because the main characters of this books are animals, but there's this book called Tomorrow the Cats by Bernard Werber. The plot was solid. No, it was not. The plot idea was solid. Basically, it's a speculative fiction in which there's a terrorist attack in Paris, and the cats take over, basically. Like, all humans are kind of, like, pushed away, and then all, like, the cats and pets take over. So you follow two cats whose owners are neighbors, next-door neighbors, and one of the cats is a science experiment where this is not really a spoiler, but he has, like, a USB port in his forehead, and the point is that his owner wanted to be able to, like, download information into him and like make him be this like super cat, super smart, and I don't know. It was like, okay, why not? You know, like I'll ride with it. I thought it was a cool idea at first, but then it's just like the character is a plot convenience. Like the whole character is a plot convenience because he just magically knows everything at any point, and it's like, what's the point in having a story if the characters always know what to do, where to go, how to act, everything? And it's just like, man, the plot was good. The plot idea was good. Oh my gosh, I started talking loud. Okay, anyway. Needless to say, I don't like the characters. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching my tag. Check out Pax Panic's video. I think also Criminoli did it as of yet. I haven't seen anyone else do it. So yeah, like this video if you did. Let me know what you thought down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!